Hello guys, welcome to HTML this crash course. This is an HTML crash course for absolute beginners. So this course is for people who got no ideas of what HTML is and they're just getting started with HTML. Or if you already know what HTML is and you just want to refresh your mind, you're also welcome to follow along, because I'll be like showing you guys everything that you need to get started with HTML. So this is mainly for absolute beginners, for people who wants to get started with HTML. So in this course we will not be dealing with any CSS. We'll be focusing mainly on HTML5. So throughout this course I will be using slides as this one, and then I'll also be showing you examples on how to write your code. So what I'm asking for you, or what I want to ask from you, is to just be patient, because like learning HTML is a process. Let me say learning coding and programming is a process on its own. So just be patient, because I see I search on YouTube and I see like videos which are saying like learning HTML in less than 5 minutes or 10 minutes, which is absolutely bull, because there's no way you can learn HTML in 10 minutes. Learning HTML is a process, so I just want you to be patient and be willing to learn. Give it time, so you will get there someday. So with that being said, I just want to explain like what is HTML really. What does somebody mean when they talk about HTML? So HTML is the stand for hypertext markup language. HTML, it's not a programming language. That's something that you need to understand. HTML is not a programming language, but it's a markup language that we use to create web pages or documents. So HTML serve mostly like as a skeleton or a backbone of the web page. So that's how we describe HTML. So in this introduction I also want us to look at HTML tags. You might hear some developers call them tags, and you might hear somebody calling them elements, but they are all talking about the same thing. They are all referring to the same thing. Tags or elements are all the same thing. So in these are just some of the basic ones. We have a header tag here, which represent, this is like a header tag which got an opening tag and then a closing tag. This is how you open it, and then write your header in between these opening and closing tag. As you can see, the closing tag got this / here. So we also got the paragraph tag or the p tag, which we use to write paragraphs. This is also an opening and then closing tags here. And then we got a rest tag, which we use to give our maybe menu or navigation. We use a list tag, open it and then close it. And then we got an image tag here. And then an image tag, as you can see, an image tag is one of those HTML tags that don't have a closing tag. It doesn't have a closing tag. And then we use an image tag to add if you want to add images to our website. So you have to do is just write img and then the CRC, which is the source, and then give the source of your image that you want to add to your website. So those are mainly the basic HTML tags that we'll be using. But if you want to know more about HTML tag just for your own understanding, you can just come to Google and then type in HTML elements or HTML tag list, and then they will give you a list of all those. As you can see, we got our header tag here, our h2, our p tag here, we have our header rule, and then we have our ring tag here. So these are all the tags that we'll be covering in our tutorial, but it's a millions of HTML tags. You can't cover them all. So just for your own understanding and for your own learning, just go to Google, search for them, and then they will show you everything. So now that we cover our introduction, what do we need to get started. So this will be everything that we need to get started writing our website. The first thing that you need is a web browser. So you can choose any, which is Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or Safari if you are on Mac, and Edge. But please, I will advise you not to choose Internet Explorer. I will advise you not to choose Internet Explorer if you are using maybe something which is lower than Windows 10. Just try to download a different browser. Mainly I prefer Google Chrome, which is like every developer. I think every developer should be using Google Chrome, which is the fastest and easiest to use. So for me, I prefer Google Chrome, but you can choose either from these 3 or 4. And then we'll also be needing a text editor. Me professionally, I use Atom, which you can download and install. And then there is also Visual Studio, there is brackets, and then there is Notepad. But for this tutorial, since I will assume you are just a beginner, so you're just getting started with coding, I don't want to make things difficult for you where you will be forced to go and download a text editor and then install it on your machine again. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to use a notepad, and a notepad comes with your computer. Actually, it is already installed, and to just use it, you just click on your window button on your keyboard there, and then type it notepad. When once you type in notepad, it should show up here, which is this app here, notepad app. Just click on that notepad app, just click on that. Once you click on it, and then it's this one here, the one that is open up here. So this is a notepad. This is a much simpler one. The notepad that we are going to use, I want to keep it as pure as possible, since I'll assume you are just a beginner, you're just getting started. So I don't want to complicate things. So this is a text editor that we are going to use. It's already installed on your machine. You just have to find it and search for it and then open it. So yeah, that was just an introduction to our HTML crash course. I'll see you guys in the next video, where I'll show you guys how to get started creating your first web page.